G'day Prado people. Today what I'm going to be doing is installing MTS and crawl control into a 2023 VX Prado. Now this will work for any Prado from 2021 onwards. If you're like me and you bought the VX because there's things on the Kakadu you didn't want and you also didn't want to pay an extra $13,000, then this video is for you. The parts that you'll need to install MTS and crawl control, there's not many, there's literally 3 parts. Your first part number is for the little KDSS computer. Okay, you'll need that, it won't work without it, and here's your part number. Alright, the next part you're going to need is the actual console, this bad boy here. Now it comes in 2 parts. You do have to order this little glove box down below, but don't despair if you can't find it because it'll work in any case. Yeah. Your part number for that console is right here. Alright, let's get started. Okay, tools required. You're going to need one of these to be able to talk to the car. Okay. It's a J2534 cable, mini VCI, and with that you'll need a copy of TextStream. You'll need a light, you'll need a trim removal tool, you want to get a 10mm socket. I like the deep socket on the extension. I'll use the smallest size simply so I don't have to talk. Okay. And then we have a Phillips head screwdriver and a flathead screwdriver. Right, the first thing you need to do is remove these 2 side tubes. Now this is going to sound horrible when you do this. The easiest way is to just get your fingers in there, pull them to the side, and then just gently pull them forward, and you'll hear them pop out, just like that. Okay. Do the same for the other side. And then put them somewhere clean so that they won't get damaged. The next thing we're going to do, we'll get our little interior trim tool or a flathead screwdriver with some microfiber cloth, and we're just going to come into the bottom corner here and just gently pry this forward on each side. Okay, so you'll hear that little click. Come to the other side, you can do the exact same thing underneath here, or you can just simply get your finger under there and just gently pull it out. Alright, there's a little connector on the back here, you need to push down on that tab, pull it out and put that to the side. Okay. Now you'll see there's some 10mm bolts here, that's the next part we need to remove. Alright, so loosen these off. Once you've loosened them, you should just be able to turn them by hand. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is actually remove this console. Now I've got a bit of a guard, aftermarket guard down here near my gear lever, so I'm not going to scratch anything, but if you don't, it's quite worth your while. Fold down your cup holder and just put a microfiber cloth down there just to make sure that you don't scratch the trim. Okay, so you're going to grab this little ear here and also from behind, and you simply just lift and pull it forward. Same on the other side, behind here, lift and gently pull it forward. Down on the bottom here, there's a set of ears here as well. You're going to want to grab those and pull them forward. Okay, and just very gently wiggle it out. Okay, and then you'll hear it move. And you can simply grab it in here and pull it forward. Now be very careful, study the connectors on the back, make sure that you don't grab it by the cables and pull, just you want to pull the plugs. Okay, one by one. can be a bit stiff, so just take your time. And then that's your prize. That's that removed. You beauty. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is insert the new one. Okay, so prior to inserting the new one, you just need to be careful. There's a little clip here, okay, that retains this wiring loom. Now, when you have a look at the new, on the back of the new one here, okay, you'll see this little notch here that retains that little clip. That's got to be clipped into place, and that can be quite tricky, so take your time doing that. You do need to unclip it. Okay, it'll be clipped in down here, and this little hole down here, you need to actually unclip that. You can get to it behind it very, very easily just with some pliers. Squeeze it, take your time, there's no rush, and make sure you don't break it because you need to retain it. Okay, so we've got our new panel here. Alright, on the back of that panel, you'll see where everything plugs in. The cables are exactly the same. Okay, so this wiring loom is going to plug into the back of here. The downhill assist control plug, okay, and the crawl control both work off the same plug. So you don't need to repin anything, you just need to plug it in and away you go. So let's go and do that. Okay, so we'll pull our loom through this little hole down here. Move that out of the way. Gently feed that up through. Okay, and remember, there's that grey clip I was telling you about. Okay, it's got to go onto the back of this console. Okay. All we've got to do is come over here with that clip. We won't plug it in until we've got all of these in place. Okay, so black for black. You'll hear a nice snap when it's in place. Okay. Now, you can't get this wrong, they'll only go in one place, each clip. Okay, and then we've got to just very gently, just moving this so that you guys can see, that clip is going to click into place there. Okay. Okay, so I'll just bring the camera in here so you can see that. Alright, so now we're going to move the console in place. It's the exact same thing as we did to get rid of the old one. You just got to be a bit careful with this bottom glove box. Right, it can be a bit wobbly, and obviously you don't want to break anything. Just have a look at it, offer it up, see where it fits, make sure that the little ear tabs go into the holes. Right, you get it in position and just slowly pull your cloth out and just very gently push it in on each side, walk it back. Same with the lower pins. Okay, there's a little pin down the bottom corner of each of these. You should be able to push that into place and you'll hear a nice click when it's in place. Okay, and just test that door opens and shuts. Just a little push, make sure. Okay, and you're good. Alright, what we can do now is we can reinstall our HVAC controls. So grab a little loom through here. Okay, reconnect it back. And then gently, just on a slight angle, line that back up, push it back down. Alright. Okay, so make sure your little bolts go back into place. Okay, you'll see where they go. And you can come back in here with your little 10mm wrench and retighten them. Don't do them too tight, right? It's plastic. They don't need to be 250 ooga doogas. Alright, now you can go ahead and you can put your little leather trim members back on. Okay, same way you took them off, just the reverse. Put them in, make sure they're in place, and both sides. Alright guys, so this cable here, okay, it's just back from the accelerator pedal. That tape there was where the white connector was taped up. Okay, you can sort of briefly, hopefully see it. It's plugged into the computer just through here, where my finger is. Try and get a good shot for you. Alright, just through there. You can see that. Okay, so when you get in here, press the start button twice. You'll see I've pressed it once. I'm on accessory. You'll see it comes up. And in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you'll see that the KDSS light is on. Okay, that's because we've connected that computer. What we now need to do is go over to TechStream. Whoops, you don't drop it. And we want to, okay, we want to go to TechStream and we want to connect to the vehicle. Okay. Okay, so up the top, scroll down, this is a GDJ, oops, a little bit too far, this is a GDJ 150, like that. Okay, the option that I want, last one, I've got radar cruise, and I have a smart key. I don't need the VIN. Alright, you can see it loads in. Okay. We want to go over to this little button that says utility. Okay, so you'll see all the different modes that we've got here. We can do a signal check, we can do a test mode, and test mode, okay, is what we're going to do shortly. What we need to do first is we want to reset the memory. So we click on it and then go down to the little green arrow and click next. And you follow the instructions on the screen when they come up. Okay, this is used to clear memory of both the ABS ECU and your yaw rate sensor. Okay, next. Vehicle is stopped, the ignition is on. Next. Okay, turn the ignition off. Alright, I'm going to wait 3 seconds, and then we're going to press the button, start button twice to get it back to on. Okay, we'll just wait till our car finishes its power on self-test, and we'll press exit. Okay, and you'll see over here on the dash, right, you'll see that it's lit up like a Christmas tree. The VSC and KDSS light are lit up, as is the pre-collision system, because it's not going to work because we've just reset everything. Okay, so we come back to here, alright, and now we're going to go into test mode. Alright. Okay, this is going to be our calibration. They used to call this a 0-point calibration on earlier models. Okay, and you follow the bouncing ball. Make sure all of those things are true, and press next. Now, when these lights start flashing, as you see here, what we need to do is go down here and press crawl, just once. Okay, it'll say crawl not available, that's fine. Okay. And then next. Okay, it says once the ABS and VSC light are blinking, and they are, our test is complete, or our recalibration is complete, sorry. Okay, we press exit, and you'll notice the lights stop flashing, but the KDSS light's there. Now that's forever going to be there once we've done this, and I don't care. Okay. So, what we can now do is go for a drive. We need to drive sort of 300 meters. That'll reset the yaw sensor. There's no need to go crazy doing left and right turns. Alright, so what we're going to do now is start the vehicle. Okay, you'll see the vehicle starts. KDSS lights there. That's exactly what we want. Alright, so you'll see on the screen here, hopefully there's not too much glare, the steering angle isn't showing us wheels. We'll know that we've completed our assignment because the wheels will appear after we've done our drive, and I'll show you that soon. Alright, you'll see here that the wheels have appeared now, okay, because I've gone for a drive. Right, and you'll notice the wheels turn when I move the steering wheel. That means we've completed our test. Alright. Okay, we've checked text stream. The only codes that are showing are for the KDSS. We know about that. We don't care. It's going to be there forever. Unless we go and buy the parts to, all of the parts and just connect them. And you'll have KDSS as well, which you can do. So don't get the idea that just because you've got a VX you miss out on those two crucial things. You get all the fruit, and we're going to go for a drive in a moment, and I'll show you it working. Okay, so I'm going to go into neutral. Right, we'll lock our center diff, and I'm going to move it into low range. Push it in. Alright, now that's our speed up the top here. If I press crawl, okay, I've got to move into drive for crawl. Okay, but you can see here I've pressed MTS. Okay, now just ignore that screen. Alright, it goes away. Okay, I can adjust this to all the different types of terrain. Okay, if I go into drive and then I press crawl, you'll see that that knob now controls the speed, and up here it is. Okay, I'm just going to crawl forward on medium speed. It'll make a god awful noise, but that's working as intended. So here we go. Probably hear that clicking on the ABS. And away it goes. press the brakes, turn and crawl off. Okay, crawl has been deactivated, and now we're in MTS. Okay, so I'm using mogul mode at the moment. Okay, I can change that on the fly. Okay, and you'll see that the vehicle, it changes what it's doing. Get out of mud and sand. Okay, all are working. You'll see the two little lights down in the very bottom. Alright, so there you go. Alright, I've just turned everything off. Okay, and no worries at all. Perfect.